Onosato's Tuesday trial was to take on his master Nishinoseki in a 10-bout contest. Their previous face-off last November saw the Ozeki outwitted at times as he staggered to 7-5 against his 38-year-old coach. Asked by Toyonoshima 3 months ago if he'd actually held back that day, he laughed and said, "Absolutely not. My master is just too astute." This time, though, the active wrestler finished with convincing figures of 8-2. "I felt my sumo looked good up there," he said just hours past claiming he also looked good in the mirror. More toned even compared to May the 2nd. "In particular," Onosato added, "I feel I've improved my outside right and can not only pen my opponent in, but actually lead with it in attack. And it's not like I'm consciously mapping it out, I'm doing it all in a natural flow." He claims he is now 6 kilos down from last Tuesday's record-high weigh-in. "That's due to 6 days of flat-out training," he says, "which of course have left me fatigued. But the fact I could put on that sumo today against the ex-Yokozuna master is a further sign of growth, I feel." He therefore earned some extra rare praise from Master Nishinoseki, who said, "I couldn't find a way to beat him like before. I can best tell his condition when actually fighting him, and I can tell you he's doing just fine." However, Onosato concluded, "I still need to work on initial charge. It's taken a few bouts to click into place in recent tournaments, but it needs to be spot on from the start." Meanwhile, Sakaigawa stable welcomed multiple big-name guests today. Both Sekiwake and one Komusubi, to be precise. Wakataka Kage, whose love of coming here blossomed last year, fought 18 times this morning, with his inside right and arm block reported to be on fire. A good session with condition feeling so-so was his modest assessment, at least compared with that of coach Sakaigawa, who labelled his sumo the best of the lot today. Daieisho, meanwhile, fighting 16 times on his first visit here in ages, said, "This session was rich in content for sure." On extending his recent run of slugfests with Hiradoumi, he added, "He is good to train with, and boy, hasn't he become strong." Resident Hiradoumi himself, after 23 bouts, let us know, "I gave all I had. It's great to have the top guys round, including Onosato the other day, who I felt I was beating more than before. I've now returned to a ranking at which I can fight all the top guys again for real. And I aim to make this training count." According to the Sankei Sports newspaper, Yokozuna Hoshoryu was also expected at Sakaigawa today, but passed on the invite to focus on physio for his elbow, an outcome which seems slightly at odds with his bullishness of yesterday. Meanwhile, off the dohyo, increasingly popular Miyanokaze has held another promotion party, this time in Tokyo, just a minute's walk from his stable. "It's great to see so many people here who looked out for me in my student days," he said during his speech. "Even my student-era hairdresser has brought himself along. I always felt my native Okinawa was somewhat estranged from sumo, so I was delighted to find many fellow Okinawans had come all the way to Osaka this March to cheer me on to salaried level. They really do like their sumo." He's already received 5 silk aprons to mark his second-tier debut, and worries what will happen to them should this May end in demotion. His fellow Division 2 debutant, Mudoho, I can tell you, has received at least 1 silk apron from the town of Teshikaga, Hokkaido, which welcomed his late grandfather after he fled war-torn Sakhalin. His older brother Oho, meanwhile, has marked himself out by supplying some drawings for his own merchandise to be given to new fan club members. The goods were supposed to carry my face, but I didn't really like that idea, he said, and so submitted drawings of a dog he's believed to currently own, a Pomeranian Chihuahua crossbreed. But as the dog has a right to privacy too, if you want further information, you'll have to ask him directly, he joked. Finally, the same Toyonoshima mentioned at the start has landed the additional part-time job of the Tachihi Women's Sumo Club coach through the good offices of Tachihi sports director Fujio Kariya. At present, Toyonoshima has just the one student, a certain Airi Hisano, who took open-weight gold at World Amateurs the year before last in the Tachihi arena. I am so blessed to have the luxury of one-to-one coaching sessions with an ex-Sekiwake, said Hisano, who took bronze in last year's Worlds. Together, she added, let's work to get me back to world number 1.